underrated?
I think I would say overrated, just for Tampa. And the reason I say that's because you already know what you're going to get out of Tom Brady. Yeah, he's walking into a new system where he's has to throw the ball down the field, but you knew what you was going to get out of him. I think he makes great decisions. He understands what he can bring to the table, but I think it was blown over too far about what he can do and what he could do. I mean, he's still throwing interceptions. He's still making those mistakes in that system. So it's just the point of him was just getting comfortable and just going to play football like he usually do.
Brady has played better than I thought. But it's a very low bar because I think everybody look at Jameis. Jameis had 30 interceptions last year. He's already thrown for more touchdowns with another game to go, but he's thrown for 25 fewer, about 22 fewer interceptions than what Jameis thrown for. And so Brady has played well. He's played exceptionally well against bad football teams. Because against football teams that are non-playoffs, he's 9-0, 26 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Against current playoff teams, he's 1-5, 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Conversely, my homeboy is 5-0, 14-3. 5-0, and I don't know, we looking at it, we trying to find out, has anybody ever beaten 5 teams that made the playoffs on the road? That's what he did this year. So, Skip, look, like I said, I will give Brady credit. He's played better than I thought that he would play even overall. But his best moments have come against bad football teams. So we're going to find out. I think I'm going to give him an incomplete grade because there will be no Chargers, there will be no bad football teams in the playoffs. Can he navigate Green Bay, New Orleans, the Rams, some of these other teams that's going to be in the playoffs? But give him credit. He 36 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, which isn't bad. But unfortunately, thing is, Skip, 26 of those touchdowns are coming against teams that's not in the playoffs. Skip said he like guys that do well, the money on the line, playoff caliber teams. Your guy hadn't done that.
You got to add the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are a bad playoff team too. So if they got to play the Cowboys,
I want Tampa to get them.
And you won't be impressed. I love it how you just damned Brady with faint praise.
Who did that?
You did it. That's the classic damning with faint praise.
Skip, I said he played better than I thought he would.
It's like, let me explain.
What did you expect?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me explain to both of you just how dead wrong you are about the impact this man has had this year on this team and this franchise. Remember, when he walked in the door, this was the losingest franchise in the history of sports, winning 33% of its games, had not made the NFL playoffs since 2007. Are they in?
Yes.
Yeah, they've already clinched.
They clinched.
A year ago, Jameis by far led the NFL in turnovers with 30 interceptions and 5 lost fumbles, and they by far as a team led the NFL in turnovers. They were also the most penalized team in the entire league last year. Guess what? In turnover differential, they're now +7, which is tied with, guess who? The Kansas City Chiefs for 3rd best turnover differential in football. Is that good?
Oh, really good.
That's Brady impact. Would you believe in penalized yards, they're only the 10th, or they're 10th best, if you want to look at it that way. 10th best team in pro football. They were the worst last year. That's because Brady has instilled and installed the Patriot way in Tampa Bay. You can see it. It had already taken off at 6-2, and Brady said, no, we still need one more piece if we're going to go win a Super Bowl that will be played in our home stadium. I need one more piece. I need a slot receiver who at one point was the best slot receiver in football, named Antonio Brown. And it's going to disrupt us for a while, and it did. And it took them a while to figure it out, and then all of a sudden it started to click. And in December, Tom Brady has thrown 0 interceptions. And this year, he has 3 comebacks to win games in the 4th quarter, and that's the most he's had in his career since 2013. And by the way, over his whole career, he leads football historically in comebacks in the fourth quarter and overtime.
If you don't mind me asking, the teams that he beat in December, are any of those teams in the playoffs?
Thank you.
Atlanta not have him down 17-0 and 24-7 because his defense has been horrible.
Atlanta picking fourth in the draft.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you see what Atlanta almost did to my homeboy?
Lost just like they did to Brady.
They lost.
A.J. Terrell have the ball right in his hands and a second interception of Mahomes, and it should have ended the game.
We see that.
Skip, we say this, almost doesn't count. That Brady.
So in back-to-back halves, I watched Tom Brady throw for 320 yards in the second half against Atlanta to bring them back from 24-7 down to win that game, 31-27. And then in the first half at Detroit, after they had terrible opening quarters, they had been outscored 59-7 over their previous 6 first quarters. He said, that's enough of this. And guess what? In the first half at Detroit, he threw for 348. That means in back-to-back halves, he threw for 668 yards. And the all-time NFL record is 545.
Stop doing that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Hey, don't stop saying nothing.
Noah Van Brocklin, Coliseum, 1951, Rams versus New York.
Skip, you say going into the Detroit game, they had about been scored 59-7 in the first quarter. So the Tom Brady does not get the ball in the first quarter.
He did get the ball.
So why wasn't he scoring?
Has their defense not been the most torchable secondary in pro football?
Skip, the 59 is on the defense. I'm talking about what's the 7. The 59 goes to the defense. What about the 7 that Tom Brady has only gotten?
Okay, well, I told you they tried to throw AB into a volatile mix with 2 guys who made the Pro Bowl last year, and Tom had to convince both of them, you're not going to make the Pro Bowl this year, but we are going to go places when you sacrifice for the good of the team.
But hold on, wait a minute. 1 minute you say, well, I need AB. So you blame AB for disrupting the chemistry. Then you turn around and commend him, says, okay, now we good.
No, well, it took 4 or 5 games to figure it out on the fly.
Skip, you just said, Will's a 6-2 team. We need a great slot receiver who was one of the greatest slot receivers in football in Antonio Brown. But now he messed up the chemistry. So it's not a while. Messing up the chemistry.
He's a big personality, and he's a big personality in the huddle and on the sideline. How do you know he hasn't?
Stop it. You know, because B.A. already said it.
Come on.
He be the team player or get gone.
Yeah, but B.A. said, I don't want him in my locker room.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Skip.
You want to bring up the Patriot way, right? One man can't change a whole entire locker room.
No, I think that
takes a coaching staff. No. If there was just because that's just more disciplined players. People are listening to what the coaches are saying. They're playing more discipline from creating more penalties. But the turnovers, yes, he's better in the turnover bracket. But I mean, he's still throwing 11 picks. Yeah, he's still turning the ball over. And those against good teams. What has he done against? What has he done against good teams?
Okay.
He's lost.
Remember, no
game that he's won, Skip.
They had virtual OTAs. They had no preseason games.
Same thing, Skip.
And what happened to every great quarterback in his first year under Bruce Arians in that system? Lots of interceptions.
So let me ask you a question. So this is what Crow, and let me know if you're hearing this. When Brady plays poorly, he didn't have an offseason. He's in a new system, new coaching staff, new players. When Brady plays great, he the GOAT. Is that what you're hearing too, Crow?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hearing. But hold on, when he doesn't play great, what happens? Well, the defense has been bad the whole entire year.
The defense. But you don't mention anything about the defense doing a great job on the Falcons the second half. You don't mention anything about the defense doing the number on Detroit. No. But all you talk about Brady. But you keep
Shannon. They were 7-9 last year. They're 10-5.
Skip, but I'm not saying that they're not better. They're better. They're better simply for the fact their defense is not having to play as many reps because Jameis is not turning the ball over at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
But you tell me they're outscored 59-7 in the first quarter. The defense is responsible for the 59. I want to know who's responsible for the 7. That's all. Okay. I just want to know who's responsible for the 7.
All right. He is responsible for the 7, but he's also very responsible for 10-5 and already clinched a wild card spot in the playoffs. And Shannon Sharp told me going into this year, his skills have eroded. He's now a noodle arm. He's lost too much velocity and distance on his throws, and he will not work in the bombs away Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit offense. And guess what? He came in and said, watch this, Mr. Sharp. I'm going to play the offense just the way it should be played. Would you believe that in deep passing completions, these are 20-plus yard completions, guess who leads the whole NFL? The 43-year-old in Tampa Bay does.
Repeat that stat again.
33.
He got 33 deep.
Deep passing completions.
Hey, Crow,
33.
Crow, this is what he won't tell you. He's 19th in completion percentage on those deep throws.
Oh, I already know that.
I need you to tell the full. I need you to tell the story in its entirety.
Well, who's thrown the most deep passes in the whole league? Well, he's been first all year. He's now second in air distance. He's just going bombs away. You know, the farther the ball travels, the lower the percentage, right?
But he's 19th in completion percentage. You make it seem like you show the ones that he's completing, but you don't show the ones that he's incompleting. He's 19th.
Huh. And would you believe that Pro Football Focus, a highly respected website, except from across the table, Pro Football Focus grades Tom Brady for his whole body of work this year, playoff or non-playoff team.